Hi, everyone, and welcome to the parent meeting for the 2018 Prairie Crossing 6th grade boys basketball team. My name is Troy Watt. I'll be coaching the team this year. A little different way of doing this. Parent meeting. Everybody's schedule's so hectic these days, it's kind of hard to get everybody together, and you probably won't want to listen to me talk very often anyway. So I figure I would do it this way, send out the link to everyone, and they can watch it on their own free time. So a little bit about myself. We moved to Benton County over 20 years ago. I played high school basketball, college basketball. I've been coaching 20 years now at the high school level at Benton Central for the boys. I was at Attica coaching down there with the varsity assistant and JV teams, and then moved back and helped the girls program at the varsity level for a few years. So I coached the 5th grade team last year. Basketball has been in my background since I was a kid. My dad was a high school coach for several years at Covington, so I've been around the game quite a bit. I work at Subaru as a full-time job. I do screen printing and embroidery on the side, so my plate is pretty full, just like everybody else's. So goals for the year for the team. As a team, we expect to play hard, have fun, learn something along the way, and do that within the team concept. You'll hear me talk about team quite a bit. So it's a we versus a me mentality. And down the road, we may do some shirts like that to where, there's a we over the little me. So I'm not big on individualism. We have a few team rules about that I'll go over, but one person can't go out there and win the game by themselves. So we're going to play within that team atmosphere. I hope to challenge the kids, motivate them, encourage them to excel not only on the court but off the court as well. So with that being said, grades. Let's go over grades for a little bit here. School policy is you cannot play with an F. So if you have an F, grades are checked every Friday, and if you have an F, you're ineligible for the week. So you'll be ineligible until the next Friday. They'll check grades that Friday. If you have brought your grades up to a level acceptable, you're eligible that following Monday to play. In addition to that, our team rule is if you have an F, you can't practice. There shouldn't be a student athlete at practice if he has an F. He needs to be home studying, in my opinion, or catching up or getting help doing whatever that may be. We haven't had a problem with that in the past. I don't anticipate that being a problem this year. So we will stand by those rules and go by that. With that being said, like I said about the team atmosphere, I don't endorse armbands, wristbands, headbands, shooting sleeves, whatever that is. That promotes individuality, and that's not what sport is about, in my opinion, as a team. So those are not accepted. I will not allow those unless the exception to that rule would be the team votes on it and every single person on the team wears that item, whatever it may be, then that's acceptable. But individual, no, it's got to be a team. So those are pretty hard rules that I stick with. Appearance, we haven't had a problem. Teams, you need to be neat in appearance. Hair should be off your shoulders and off your ears and out of your eyes and that type of stuff. So that's we'll go there with that. Uniforms. Let's go over those a second. Uniforms. The jerseys are provided by the school. So the school buys those. Those are the players to keep after the season. Shorts. Shorts are available for purchase. They're $35 each, and then those are yours to keep afterwards as well. Like I said, the uniforms are nice uniforms. They're not your run-of-the-mill uniforms. With me doing screen printing and embroidery, I went out and found a couple nice vendors, and we're doing a sublimated uniform. It'll have the design in the uniform. It's a real lightweight uniform. I think it's Texas orange in color to match the school colors, and teal and white, I think. So along those same lines, if you haven't gotten your money in for the shorts and you want them, please do so as soon as possible. Get that in by Monday or Tuesday, because uniforms have been ordered. I've paid for those uniforms, so that money needs to be turned in as soon as possible. They take about 3 or 4 weeks to get, like I said, and they're very nice. So let's try and get that turned in. The shoes. You don't have to go buy new shoes. You don't have to. You can wear what you want. If you have some that'll work, that's fine. The only requirement I have is that they be black and white. I don't want orange or green or blue or something, like I said, that separates the team. My preference would be everyone have the same shoe, and I know that's not feasible. So we'll just go with black and white. Make sure that your shoes are black and white. With that being said, I've got a vendor that will do a team shoe if you're interested in that. The team shoe is a Nike Kyrie 4, I think is what it's called. It is black and white. The retail price on those at Dick's Sporting Goods, finish line, $120, $125. And they're willing to sell those to us for $78 plus shipping. So that's our cost on them. I don't make any money on that. I'm not trying to make any money. I'm just trying to help out. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, and we can get those ordered as soon as possible. Practices. At this point, practices will be after school, right after school. The 5th grade team, I gave them the option, since they are the youngest team, to practice when they want. And the 2 guys that are coaching preferred to be later because of their jobs, which is not a problem. So we will practice, as it stands today, we will practice right after school. Now that may change where they need to be. The 5th grade needs to change, and they told me they would give me appropriate notice and let me know that we'll need to change, and I'll convey that to you when that happens and if that happens. Along the same lines of communication, if you haven't downloaded the app, please do so. It's called the Band app, B-A-N-D. We'll do all communication through that. I'll put practice schedules, games, times, even directions, things like that on there if need be. It'll have there's a place to upload pictures if you want to put a picture on there or whatever of a game or something. So it's not just for us as a team, parent-wise. If you have grandparents who want to get on there, that's fine. There's nothing secret or private. It's just a platform where everyone can convey questions they may have, where someone may have the same question and they can answer it, and everybody gets the answer at once. It's easy for me to communicate with everyone, and they get the information out there. Sometimes people don't get text messages or phone calls. I know sometimes I may go 3 or 4 days and all of a sudden have a voicemail from days ago, or a text message from days ago. So if you haven't downloaded it, I'll put the link out there again, and download that. It's very simple. It's pretty easy to use if you got a smartphone. So we can go that route. We talked about the shoes, talked about the uniforms, the practices. Practices generally last an hour and 15 minutes to 2 hours. Early in the season, they're probably going to last a little longer, just so we can get through some things and learn the basics. And then once we get into games, we won't practice as long probably. With that being said, including the games and practices, we can only have 3 instances where we can be together during the week. So if we have 2 games, we're only going to have 1 practice. If we have 0 games, we'll have 3 practices. So we will we'll go over that when we get to those, get the games scheduled and things like that. The scheduling of the games is still in progress. I'm still working on that. I've got one game for sure I know, and the date and time and all that is we picked up a few extra games. So I picked up Attica, Lafayette Jeff, and I'm working on one more. But the Attica game I think is December the 6th, I think it is, at Attica. So, and I'm not sure if that's a 6th grade game or 5th and 6th. I think it's just a 6th grade game. So we may try to play, instead of 4 quarters, play 6 quarters, something like that. We'll see how many players they have. We will play the normal teams that we've played in the past or that they've played in the past. We'll have Otterburn, Sacred Heart, Boswell, Pine Village, St. Lawrence, St. Boniface, both out of Lafayette. Like I said, we're trying to add a couple more, just to add a few things to the schedule. The games, the 5th grade games start at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I'm sorry. So they start at 6 o'clock. We as a team, the 6th grade will be required to be at the games at 5:55 prior to the start of the 5th grade game. You're required to sit together, sit on the end. You want to sit behind our bench, wherever we can decide that when we get to that point. But home and away games, I prefer that they are there. 5:55, sit as a team and cheer on the 5th grade team. It kind of builds school spirit, team unity, etc. So we'll go that route. As far as we've talked about the uniforms, the shoes, no armbands, headbands, appearance, profanity. I am not excited if a player uses profanity. I have zero tolerance on that. So if a player uses profanity or complains to the refs, I'm not. I don't allow that. So that will be dealt with appropriately, swiftly, and immediately. If you're using profanity, you complain to the ref. You will be immediately subbed out of the game, and we will discuss your actions on the bench. It's not been a problem before, and I don't anticipate it being a problem now, but I wanted to throw that rule out there. Technicals. If you get a technical, that player's out for the game and out for half of the next game. There should be no reason that a 6th grade basketball player gets a technical. Zero. And that will not go over well with me, and we'll deal with that by suspension. If it becomes a problem, it won't be a problem. So I'm not even going to discuss that. So it won't be a problem. So we've got good kids on the team, good kids in the school. So I'm not even going to go down that road. But a few other items here, and I'll stop talking because most of you know I like to talk and can talk for days. So, concession stand. We are required as parents to work the concession stand. It's not an ask, it's a requirement. That's a point stressed upon by the school this year. Not just because we need people to work it, but it also helps. The revenue that we make in the concession stand goes back into the program to where we buy uniforms for the kids and balls and upkeep to the gym or whatever it may be. So if you've got a volleyball daughter or a basketball daughter or son, it goes back into the program so you don't have to buy these jerseys and things like that. So you're required to work the concession stand. You don't have to work during our game. We can work during the 5th grade game. Like I said, they start at 6 o'clock, so you probably need to be there 10, 15 minutes early. I don't know. It'll be set up already. You don't have to set it up, and you don't have to tear it down. The custodians will handle that. You can get a substitute if you can't work. It cannot be an elementary student. Elementary students can't work the concession stand unless accompanied by an adult. So you can have a sub, like I said, but you have to do that on your own. Find the sub. And high school students are eligible to work that if you can't. So you'll have to find somebody for that. So I'll get a sign-up sheet. I'll put it out there. You can let me know what date you want to work. If I don't get sign-ups, then I'll just assign you a date, and you'll have to work that. We may have a couple parents, so you work, 2 parents work 1 game or whatever, and do it that way. But we've only got a few home games, so it's just 1 game. It's not during our game. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. So try to think of anything else I can think of. If you've got questions, let me know. My contact information is my phone number is 765-426-0679. My email is watt2323@sbcglobal.net. You can contact me via those. You can text that number. It's not a problem. I answer text quite a bit. But like I said, if you haven't downloaded the app, download that. I think most people have. But get on that, and we can communicate there. I'll do all communication team-wide on there. Practice tentatively right now, if I haven't said it, is slated to start either October 1st or October the 8th. The first games will be right after the 1st of November, right in there somewhere. I want to try and get in the gym a little early. I'm a basketball junkie, so I want to get started and start teaching some things so we can get into the season and have a successful season. But we're fighting gym time right now with volleyball because both volleyball teams are still playing. Their tournament is, I think, the 13th of October, I think is when it is. So the 5th grade is done that week prior, and the 6th grade will have practice all that week and the tournament. So we're fighting practice times with that. So we may start the 1st. It's probably going to be the 8th, but I will let you know, and I'll send that out on the app as soon as I know. Anything else? Let me scan through my notes real quick and make sure that I've got everything covered that needs to be covered. If there's anything that I haven't covered and you have questions, contact me, and we'll address those questions, concerns, what have you. We've got 13 kids on the team right now, so it'll be a full team. We will get started soon. Hopefully, learn a few things, motivate the boys, and have a good season. I'm excited to get started, and I hope they are too. Questions, comments? Let me know. Hope you guys have a good day. Thanks.